Welcome to Lanterns Live, the only live stream YouTube channel dedicated solely to the Green Lantern universe. I'm Ralph, and with me, as always, covering Green Lantern Corps, is Vactor. Vactor, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. It's that time of the month. Man, I love talking Green Lantern Corps with my boy Ralph. Ralph, you are the best Green Lantern. Sorry, Will. You are the best Green Lantern podcast in the world. I love it. I love coming here, talking on Lanterns Live.
Yeah, it's been... Listen, I'm gonna... We were talking about this a little bit before we went live, and also anybody watching this will probably notice that things are a little bit different. There was no intro. I'm working on that, and I was talking with Vactor before about how things are going to go moving forward as far as my streams go. So within the last week, I moved over from StreamYard, a service that I have been using for over 5 years.
Dang.
And finally, based on Will's recommendation, finally took the leap to Riverside, which, for those of you that have been following me for the past week, if you're a member, like, you already know about all of this, because I did a member-only stream on Monday using Riverside and did a lot of testing and stuff, and so so things are a little bit rocky. Let's just say rocky. So there's going to be some weird things you might see within the next day or two as far as this goes. This live stream may eventually just go over to members. Members of my channel who hit the join button, who are honor guards. This may also be, you may be watching this as a replay from an uploaded version, which is in 4K, and which has the intro and the outro as normal. Yeah, this is gonna. I'm gonna have to like really manage this. So there's that. So that's one thing. Also, like, this whole thing with Riverside, I was gonna start like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna end my StreamYard. Boom. And they're like, okay, your StreamYard is done as of like the 5th. And the money that I get from Patreon and from the Honor Guard that sort of covers my streaming stuff also happened on the 5th.
Ooh.
Okay, so there was like very little overlap time to sort of get acclimated, which is fine. Which is fine because I do weekly streams. I was going to be able to do an episode last Wednesday and have pretty much a full week to sort out this, which has now been a week. But then also I was like, I'll do my member stream on Monday so that I can iron out any kinks and see how it actually looks going live. Right? So, cool. It's a little constraint. And it's me learning a whole new system. And then they drop a freaking Green Lantern teaser trailer right in the middle of those 2 days. Vactor, what did you think of the Green Lantern teaser? I don't think I've heard your take yet. You may have sent a text, but Wednesday was very, very busy for me.
Yes. I watched your stream. I watched Jenna's Go Read Some Comics. I watched her video. And I think it's grown on me. The more that I've
right.
watched it, I think I'm enjoying it more and more. And there were a couple laugh out loud moments. The moment when Hal jumps out the car, and then when he comes back, and I could have died like that. And then the squirrel at the end. Like, there was a couple moments in there that I was like, yes, this is exactly the tone that I want from this show. And
right.
if the action is really good, then I'm going to be like, all right, yeah, we got comedy, we got action. Everything that I'm wanting is from this. And I got to say, your shorts from that stream that you did of the trailer reaction have been fantastic because they are driving engagement. They're asking people about the colors, about the lantern, like all of the stuff that you cut up has been fantastic. But I think I was already in for the show, but I'm even more in.
Right. So here's the thing for me, as far as the shorts are concerned, I kind of feel bad because all of the shorts that I've released this week have come from a members only stream. So, two things. First of all, again, I wanted to test Riverside and see how it would be to convert stuff from the show into shorts and pull those over to TikTok, and like Instagram, so that people get a better sense of what my show is. I felt bad because that's stuff that you as a member pay for, and I felt bad giving away for free. But at the same time, I'm just like, okay, I'm sure the guys will be okay with me cutting some of this stuff up to make shorts so that I can understand how the shorts work on Riverside. And they work terrific. Riverside is great for making and converting shorts. And so I'm like, perfect. And then I go and I'm like, okay, this is kind of the hot button topics that I talked about during that stream. Let me go in and do a short. And I'm like, oh, that was really easy. It was really easy to do. And that's been one of my things this whole time was like, I always want to be on your level of short production, which is like daily, almost. It's daily, right?
Yeah, that's the first thing when I wake up, that's the first thing I'm like, what short am I going to make? That's the first thing I do when I wake up.
Yeah. So for me, I've always like strived to do that because Will, who's watching from home, says we look great, by the way.
What's up, Will?
So for me, it was one of those things where it's like if you get on Riverside, you can do shorts. There's some aspects to the live you mentioned that are like kind of iffy and stuff. So for me, like doing those shorts, I was like, great, I can do these shorts. And then I posted them to TikTok. They kind of been blowing up over there, and they kind of been blowing up on Instagram too. So I've been getting a lot of more followers on TikTok. And so with Riverside, I know I can do live streams directly from here to TikTok. And so that's the thing I'm going to be working on for next week. I've been looking into it a little bit this week. I need like stream keys and URLs and stuff. I just need to find exactly where to find those. And once I do, I'll be doing the live shows there too. So hopefully when people pop up in the chat, we can see people from TikTok. Also, same with Instagram. So I really want to set up this channel to be more burly and to get more stuff out there and to do these streams. I might do a couple of bonus like live streams with just Q&A live streams where I'm just chatting about whatever you guys want to talk about in the chat. I'm planning on doing more of those so I can get more acclimated with this new system. And dude, so far so good. So far, so good. I just need to sort out how I'm going to do the live and if I'm going to upload a separate video after the live stream is done, which I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that. So if you're watching this live now, I want to hear you in the chat so I can start like getting that to, like I need to get more acclimated to how that works. I know it works different on Riverside than it does everywhere else. So if anybody's watching this now, which I believe there are people watching now, just drop anything in the chat so that I can see you're there, and then that live chat will live forever for the members feed. So there'll be, I think, 2 versions of this show: the actual live stream, which will then go out to members forever, like this version of it, and then the uploaded version, which will go to everybody else. So there we go. Slanter.
I'm interested to see what you decide, because I've had that struggle on my podcast as well, so I want to see what Ralph decides, because I'm too indecisive. I couldn't pick, so I was like doing both, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, so I want to see what you do.
So yeah, I'm assuming it's the way. That's the way I'm going to do it. As soon as Riverside introduces intros and outros for live streams, because they have it for videos, you can do that for video records. So as soon as they introduce that for live streams, I think it'll go back to how it used to be. Yeah. I'm liking the design too. It looks nice and clean and sharp. Everybody's looking good. Yeah.
It's so weird to be on this end of it because I'm sure Will is the same way. Like I've been hosting on Riverside for like 4 years now. So being on the guest side is like, oh, I don't have the same controls and everything. So it's weird being on this side.
Yeah, it's been like I'm telling you, man. I'm so set for using StreamYard for like the last 5 years or so. And then the issue, here's the main issue, is my head has been spinning. Like I've got work, I've got the show, I've been managing some other stuff. I have my photography, I've been doing meetings, and it's just been like really hectic. And this whole Riverside thing is great, and I have it figured out for the most part for Lanterns Live. And there's new Invincible coming real soon, and I need to sort that out now. so it's been like crazy. I was on support with Riverside, who they've been great, but I was getting a little frustrated. Maybe at like 3:00, I give up. I have to read this comic. I have to read this comic. And so I did. It's Green Lantern Corps number 14, which again, it was another wrench thrown into the works this week. Was Green Lantern Corps 14 coming out today or not?
And I completely blame Amazon's Kindle team because they caused me to be in a panic, and then I sent you a text because they emailed me, because I do the pre-order, so every month it just automatically charges me. So they sent me an email, hey, just so you know, your pre-order release date has changed. And I was like, what? And I sent it to Ralph. I was like, did you get this? So I was like checking all the websites and everything. I was like, well, the release date hasn't changed on any like online thing. So I completely blame the Kindle team and the Kindle people who make the marketing emails. You guys messed up.
Right. And it also said, I guess, Absolute Green Lantern 12 also was going to be delayed.
Yeah. So I don't know what.
So here's the thing. So for me, I'm like, hey, Amazon probably knows what's going on the release of these things. So I'm like, you know what, Vactor, it's going to be a week delay. I said, we can do it next week. I'll think of something to cover for today, which I did. And then when I posted on Threads that this episode was going to be next week, Morgan Hampton was like, wait, it got delayed? And I'm like, okay. So this is the writer of this issue, and he told me, he's like, I'm holding a copy of Green Lantern Corps 14 in my hand, which means it's not a production delay. So he's like, I have no idea. And he's like, I'm going to go find out. So he went and found out, told me it's happening today. And so I switched them back. So here we are today talking about this. So next week, I will be covering Green Lantern 87, the debut of Jon Stewart, which I read. Ooh. I don't know the last time you read that thing or if you've read that thing. There's an aspect to that is very, very timely. Ooh. And I told Stevie about it, and she's like, do you get political on your show? I said, I don't really. I said, but there's a crazy coincidence where I will bring it up next week and we'll see what happens in the chat, because I highly recommend everybody should read it anyway. The first appearance of Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, issue 87. I was like, wow, ripped from the headlines. Like it, yes. So go read it. Because John's first mission involves, I don't even want to say it, because I don't want to. It's kind of hot. I'll say it. So basically, John needs to protect a presidential candidate who's a known bigot and a staged fake assassination attempt.
Whoa.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. And this was written like the 70s. And so I'm just like, okay, now I really want to talk about this. And I don't, blew my mind. I've read it before, but back then I'm like, oh, this is a comic book. It's fanciful and, whatever. And then I was just like, okay. So I'll talk about that in 1 week. Oh, you guys are going to want to join me for that. The first appearance of Jon Stewart, I figured, because I want to reread Hard Traveling Heroes and just do do all of them. But I was like, that's like a whole series. And because it was going to be like, oh, I got to like do something like in a day or two. I was like, okay, I'll just do one issue. And that was the one I picked. So now I have a week before I have to do it. So things are good. Oh, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I don't know who that guy is that said it. Look at, I think Will's trying to have us move along the conversation, as is Sean. Let's talk about this. So you sent me a text in the morning. I was at work, and you're like, I love this issue. So I was like, okay, cool. What were your thoughts on issue 14 of Green Lantern Corps?
Man, this might have been I'm hesitant. This might be.
There's been a lot of fun stuff.
Issue since we've been talking about Green Lantern Corps. Wow. Every storyline that's happening, as Will mentioned, the guy the altar of Guy Gardner that is
the all-seer, the
yes.
Allsight.
I was going to say Allspark for a second. I love him trying to be this, he's trying to live up to that, but then he's also annoyed at the same time. So all of these different cores and people like bowing to him. God,
he really likes the attention that he's getting from his followers. But I love how he changes his tune as soon as the doors close and he's just with Joe and Jess. Can I just tell you, like the panel where he's walking into their office and the door is closing behind him, and he sees Elias Zox like trying to get as much look at Guy as much as he can. Yeah, because he's so.
I was literally because I didn't want to spoil it for you. I was literally going to text you that. That was going to be the text, and I was like, that made me laugh so hard. That one panel.
I'm so glad you can share your screen because I fumbled a lot with it on Monday. So anything you want to share, the floor is yours.
Okay,
the floor is yours. But yeah, God, that was so funny. I thought that was so funny. Just him like trying to get his he couldn't get enough.
And it was like in the background. Like I had to crop it out, but it was just in the background, the tiny in the background, and I was laughing so hard. But
so he's kind of like Neo. He's basically like Neo from the Matrix in is it Matrix 2 when they finally come back from Zion or they come back to Zion and everybody's worshiping Neo and stuff.
Yes.
And of course Guy's going to eat that up. But I do like that he's like kind of just all right, just talks normal to Jess and Joe, and he's basically like, these things in my head are driving me nuts. So it's a lot of fun. I think Guy's story is a lot of fun. It's also very strange to me because I just read Green Lantern 87, the first appearance of Jon Stewart, but also in that issue, that's the issue where Guy gets hit by a bus.
Ooh.
And so he's like kind of knocked out of commission, and the Guardians choose Jon Stewart to be the backup, the substitute, like in the comic accurate TV show trailer. So for me, I'm just like, I went from that to this guy, and completely forgot that like he was seeing the baby entities, and we kind of get a real jump in time here. There's definitely a time jump, unless there's stuff that happened in DC K.O. But I feel like in the last issue, the last page said this takes place after DC K.O. And so it feels like some time has passed where Guy Gardner has seen the entity babies and somehow has convinced people that he's seeing the entity babies because they can't see it. They're just in his head. But everyone totally believes him and worshiping him, which I liked.
Yes. And it's kind of like back to business as usual. It's like, all right, DC K.O.'s over. We don't have to deal with this. And his hair is, it's
Super Bowl.
Yeah, the bowl cut guy. Narf? Is his name Narf?
Narf? Yeah.
Coming up to him, and when he turns into the lion and then goes back to the cat form. Like,
Narf,
that's what's just some funny stuff in this issue.
Narf, I think I didn't care for from an art standpoint. It was a little too different than what we've seen. Now, I'm good with different artists being in books and stuff, but Narf looked just like a plain cat. Like a plain orange cat.
Yeah. Almost like like it's too realistic.
Yeah, like normally we've seen Narf as like cartoon. Literally like Snarf from Thundercats. And stuff like that. So it was I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was Narf. So that kind of caught me off guard. But once the guy told me it was Narf, then I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yes. That's fantastic.
So there are a few storylines going on in this, and like a lot of sort of major things in each one.
Yes.
And it almost, for me, I felt overwhelmed a little bit. Of course, I was in a bad headspace when I read this, so I don't think it is my favorite. But there's a lot of stuff in here where I'm like, this would have been like a crazy ending to any individual issue, like each storyline.
Yeah.
So the John storyline, the Guy storyline, I think they're both like crazy, like Guy's crazy, but then John and Katma having a discussion. So we finally get that. John's basically asking Katma like, "What's wrong?" And she basically just kind of wants to go back to Korugar. Like he kind of like uprooted her and just kind of settled on Oa without like kind of consulting her. So they go to Korugar, which is fun. I always like seeing Korugar. And they're walking around the streets. And there's like a public like street fight. It's almost like something you would see in a market, like instead of like a marionette puppet show or something like that. It's street fights because Korugarians, that's them. They're like warriors and stuff. We do get a name drop of Sinestro and Zod's kid running the place, and things seem to be going well. So we got kind of an update on that. Which is nice because it's been before like the dawn of the Starbreakers. So,
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, but it was nice that they just mentioned it so that we're like, okay, I feel like we're kind of done with that storyline. It was a nice wrap up. Like, hey, those kids got it under control. Perfect. So Katma's really, really into the street fight. She likes watching the fights. Great. And there's a dude there. He's a big, giant guy, and he's just like took out a little dude. And basically, he gets to like challenge anybody to come fight, and it looks like they get paid and stuff like that. It's like, you know, fighting for money, and there's probably public gambling and stuff.
Whoops.
That guy. I mean, that's hilarious. Look how defeated he is.
That was my fault. This is what This is
Yeah, Terror Fist. Terror Fist.
Yes.
Undisputed champ. No one stops the Terror Fist. So the setup in 1 or 2 panels that this is like the dude. This is like the big, like, champ. And so out of the crowd says, I challenge Terror Fist. And we're like, oh, cool. You see a cloaked figure, purple, pinkish skin, because it's Korugar. And I'm like, oh, it's Sinestro. Because I don't think at this point we had seen Sinestro yet in the book. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm fine with that. It's not Sinestro. It's Katma... No, it's not Katma Tui. It's Sornik Natu. Which is the first time we've seen her in a long time. So that is like a huge reveal. And that's like not even the biggest reveal to happen in just this storyline. So Sornik is back, and so it's like, wow, that's amazing. We get a great reveal. Perfect. She takes out Terror Fist like nothing. Cuts through him like butter. Boom, boom, done. And John sees this, and he's like, oh, something's up with her. I think she's been infected or has been consumed by Parallax. Crazy big reveal. This is even bigger than Sornik. Not only is Sornik now in the book, but she is Parallax. Which is like, holy smokes, this is going to be crazy that Sornik is Parallax. That's where she's been. And John's like, well, I know Guy is trying to find the entities and trying to sort things out with the entities and trying to, whatever. So maybe I should look into this. So John goes and confronts Sornik, and then Parallax takes over John Stewart. So now my head's like, it's like what? That's not even the last panel of this book. Like any of those would have been a great last panel. Like a reveal of Sornik would be a great last panel for any issue of Green Lantern Corps. Sornik as Parallax would have been a great last panel for any episode or issue of Green Lantern Corps. John Stewart as Parallax would be a great last page for any Green Lantern Corps book. But these were all within like a couple of pages in the middle of this book, which has like I think 2 storylines going on at the same time. So what did you think about all this?
I was loving this as I was reading it because, like you were saying, it was like bomb after bomb. I was like, whoa. But now that I'm thinking about it, how is Parallax a baby and there's like, it feels like the one that possessed John is like an adult?
So here's the thing that I've been thinking, because Hal Jordan touched the Book of Oa, saw like the future events and all this crazy stuff that implanted into his brain. And for this, Guy has also touched the Book of Oa, and since then he's seeing visions of little tiny entities. So it sounds like I'm trying to think of the Dawn of the Starbreakers, which was just like, not too long ago, where there was a team, and this is the part where I kind of was a little squirrely about this issue, because just like maybe 5 issues ago or less than that, it was around Green Lantern 25, so it would have been about like 7 issues ago, somewhere around there. We had a group of people going out to get the entities from the source wall and bring them back to Oa to ignite the batteries. But the Starbreakers messed that up, and so did Nathan Broom, the Sorrow Lantern. They kind of messed that up. And I thought they were all destroyed. Now, Guy talks about this rebirth for the entities. Like they go through like life cycles. Like once they die, they come back reborn, I guess. And that's what the visions he's seeing in his head. So he's just seeing the visions of them in his head, and he needs to go find them. Okay. But Parallax is already there. So that confused me. That confused me a little bit. I'm hoping things get sort of cleared up in the next one. So that for me was a little bit confusing. Also, the fact that now there's a whole new other team going out to search for the entities again. Yes. I was like, okay, I like the setup and I like the team, but I feel like we just did that. Because there's that great like Ken Marion cover where like Kyle was on Ion and everyone was writing the entities. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we just did that. So I'm a little bit confused by Parallax existing. So Parallax clearly didn't get destroyed during the Starbreaker thing. But also, is it baby Parallax? Mm-hmm. Have they already been reborn? And do we have a baby Parallax in John now?
Right. Maybe it's like a vision. It's just the visions that he's seeing.
He's seeing just the visions.
Yeah. Okay.
And these guys keep counting down.
Yes.
Or counting. They keep just saying numbers in his head. Yes. So I'm wondering if they're giving out coordinates. There was that thing in the Book of Oa that Hal saw that showed like a star chart that looked like almost looked like a 7 in the constellation. So so from what I'm gathering, all the entities were destroyed, and whatever time has passed since K.O. and the dawn of the Starbreakers, whatever time has passed, the entities have already been reborn, and maybe they've embedded themselves into people already. And maybe the little baby is hidden or was hidden in Soranik.
Yes. Okay. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you that's what it's going to be. Did you notice on the map of Oa, was there like some strange spacing on the words?
Do you want to bring it up? Because Comixology did not sort of zoom in on everything, so I tried to zoom in to look at some things.
It doesn't let me go farther.
Oh yeah,
was that just Kindle?
Defeat
or did everybody
the Starbreaker Core version of Jon Stewart. This must be some sort of weird, because it's happening at the bottom too.
Yeah, I was like, is there a hidden message for me, or what's going on here? But even like the creators' names, like the map at the bottom, there's like this weird spacing. So I don't know if did I miss something, or is this just an error, like a printer error or something?
Maybe it's a printer error.
It could be a printer error.
Yeah, I did notice that as well.
So that was just something else.
Interesting.
I'm going to ask Ralph about that.
Yeah, it could be. And like, if you look at, it could be, because this was originally a cover. I think a couple months ago, they did this as a cover, and Tom Derenick and Matt Herms. So I'm wondering if when they repurpose this for this issue, maybe some of the letters got confused, like in like Illustrator or something. Yeah. I feel like if anyone has the print version of this, I'd like to see if this is the same, or if this is just a digital version. They could probably actually fix it after the fact digitally, like George Lucas style.
Ooh, yes. Oh yeah.
But yeah, 100%. I did. I glanced at this because I was reading it, and when you read your comics digitally, do you do it panel by panel?
So I kind of
do page by page.
Yeah, the old school in me has to go page by page, but it's funny. Like, I'll read to my son, and I'll do the panel by panel for him because he's not trained on his eyes on where to go yet. Right. So the panel by panel like does it for him. So, but when it's just me, I do the old school. I'm like, I want the full page.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that. I do panel by panel sometimes because my eyes are bad. I'm old. And my eyes are bad. Just the start of this issue, there's like a sort of a light green box with white text in it, which is Guy Gardner's inner monologue. And I was like, I like really like look and like zoom in and stuff. It's just my eyes. And so when I got to that page with the map of Oa, for me, I was like, okay, I've seen this cover and I've studied this cover back a few issues ago when it was the cover. And so I didn't look at it too closely. And also the Comixology didn't like go to the different areas. It just popped up as one image, and then it didn't have that technology that goes panel by panel. It was just there's the image. And I'm just going to say this right now to the folks at Comixology. I'm sorry for all the layoffs. That sucks. I heard about that. But also, something that's made me mad since day one. Because I started using Comixology like in 2009.
Oh, man, that was a great time.
Something that drives me nuts. In every single comic book, when it scrolls from panel to panel and words to words, it never goes to the creators. It never spotlights the creators. It'll go around. So we have an update. Sean got the print version and it's fine. So it must be something happened digitally where it got messed up, and I guarantee you that's something they could fix down the road. I know that's a thing you can do. So so for me, Comixology, Kindle, if Comixology even exists anymore, if it's just now just called Kindle, when you're doing it panel by panel and scrolling, have it go down to the creators area and just show us who the creators are.
Yes.
It'd be nice. In this book, it was Morgan Hampton wrote it. Fernando Passarin did the artwork. I enjoy Fernando Passarin's artwork. I feel like I hate. Listen, I can't draw anywhere near Fernando Passarin, but I'm going to be I'm going to criticize it a little bit. I think maybe the facial expressions were a little extreme in some of the parts.
Yes.
Katma Tui's
I was going to say
face didn't match what she was saying, and I feel like if they just put like exclamation points, like she was like full on like crying, and it was just like a sentence with a period, and I felt really like there were that looks like John like shit the bed or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, look like you smelled something bad.
Yeah. It's fine. It's that's fine. But look at the panel where she's like crying, because at least that expression has an exclamation point there. But this, she looks very, very distraught. But it's fine. It was just one of those things where it's just like, I was like, just put an exclamation point because she looks really upset, and I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that with the text. But listen, like those crowd shots on Korugar and like those space shots in that hall, were they like already set up a church where Guy Gardner has like stained glass? Like there's been some time that's passed since the last issue, because there's like a Church of Guy. Yes. But like all that artwork is just great. But I just was like, man, Katma Tui's like going through some stuff, and I didn't feel like the dialogue was like making her like that sort of upset. But
another artist
that's great.
Another artist that I think does that a lot is Brian Hitch, and his work, it looks like a widescreen, like an IMAX, like a whole ton of stuff is happening, but then facial expressions a lot of times will look like that, over exaggerated. But I'm like you, I can't draw. This is fantastic art, and also I love the stuff that's the little things that are happening. We already talked about in the background as the door was closing, but when you see Jo for the first time and she's building a little like it's like a statue or like a model out of a construct. And
yeah,
I was just putting together a Lego set, and I was like, "Hey, that was me. I was just doing that." So that part was fun. There's a bunch of like little tiny things in the background.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in this. There's a lot of crazy stuff. My favorite thing is, listen, even though it kind of just happened that we got a group together to go get the entities, now we have a different group going to get the entity babies, and it just dawned on me that like it's like all sort of newer characters. I think would you be able to bring that up? One of the page of the group. I think Sinestro's in there.
Yes.
Who's like just the most established person. But we have Kelly, we have Aya and Razor, we have the Yira, I believe is her name. So it's like, that panel, that top right panel. Look at this group.
Yeah, I love this. I love all these characters.
Yeah, Joe is I guess is a newer Green Lantern technically that she's been trained, but I think it's kind of a fun group, and I think I mentioned this last month, right? That we were looking for, like I was talking about, like how Kelly could work and how we can have like a whole separate group of basically New Guardians. I don't know if you read Green Lantern New Guardians back during like Brightest Day, Blackest Night era,
I think I started
where it was like, but it's like that, where you have pretty much a representative from each corps. Granted, there's Joe and Aya and Guy, but just seeing Razor and Aya getting the call to go to Hangar 52, and Razor saying "I love you," he says "Come with me, my love." Like it's out.
Yes.
No more will they, won't they?
Yeah.
No more will they, won't they?
Yeah.
They are fully in love and are. It makes me happy.
Yes.
It makes me happy that these two fake things are together. And it's so dumb because like anybody could have written this in the last 15 years that these characters existed, but no one did. They're just stringing me along. All the hashtag #RaiseIA that I've been like following for the last 15 years. Now, finally, Jeremy Adams, Morgan Hampton have all sorted it out, and now they're just happy and like, I'm happy, but what took you so long?
And for me, it just happened because I just caught up on the animated show. So now it's like, oh yeah, this is all this stuff that I would just binged. Yeah,
I had back when the show was airing, I had friends who were like fans of like Star Trek and Doctor Who and stuff. And I know that the creators like Jim Krieg, who has a new show on YouTube, go check it out. His first guest is Jeremy Adams, so go check that out.
Yes, I'm gonna check that out.
And they shit talk Tim Sheridan, so it's a lot of fun because they're buddy. They're just roasting each other. But anyway. But Jim Krieg and Giancarlo Volpe, who I interviewed both of them before Green Lantern animated series came out, and they were talking about being Star Trek fans. And when I watched the Green Lantern the animated series for the first time, I'm like, oh yeah, this has a Star Trek feel to it. And I had a couple of friends who were Star Trek fans, and I showed them like the first half of season 1, the sort of the Red Lantern portion. And they got into it to the point where they were coming over once a week to watch the Anti-Monitor one. So they got way into it. And it was really nice to be able to send them a screenshot of Razor and Aya together in the comics. So I think today I'll have to screenshot that where he calls her my love, and I'll send that to them and let them know, like, because I think the last one I sent them, I'm like, oh look, they're together, but then the explosion happens right before they kiss. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good checking in on old friends and seeing that they're happy and in love. And I'm sure writers can take that away from us as easily as they gave it to us. So I'm not looking forward to any of that. These two should live on forever and ever. So what do you think of this group? This group seems like a fun group.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Like I said, every single character in that lineup, I'm like, I mean, I wasn't even a big Fatality fan, but just through the course of this series,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I love her now. It's like, I want to see her journey, and all of these, I think you're putting all these different personalities together, and then seeing how are they going to play off of each other. And there are like so many extremes here of, you think of Razor's personality versus Sinestro's personality, and it's like you have so much great material. Morgan Hampton just has so much to work with here. This is going to be fantastic.
Sinestro is above everybody else. Like Sinestro should be lording over all of these people in the Interceptor. So it'll be interesting to see him like do this. Also, it'll be interesting to see if Jon Stewart, Parallax, or Sora Niknatu get reunited with Sinestro, and how that shakes out. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Man.
There's a lot to play with here.
And the Manhunters at the end. The
Manhunters.
Compassion Manhunters.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is going on there?
I have no idea, but the last couple issues, they've really been like building up the Indigo tribe.
Yes.
Yeah. We've learned a lot more. The Indigo usually like kind of takes a back seat and is kind of just always in the background. With Fatality and the little dude, the little sort of compassion guardian and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
kind of looks like yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Something's coming though. Something's coming, and I'm really excited. I think so. Like in 2 weeks is Green Lantern 600, which is a big oversized issue. With I know Jeremy Adams is doing it. I don't know if he's got other people coming in to help out as well, but yeah, Liz. Liz just, Liz, you're gonna have to watch the replay on this one, or join me next week for my coverage of Jon Stewart's first appearance in Green Lantern '87, because there's some stuff that hit the fan. So I'm really interested to see like how Green Lantern Corps 15, that's 15's next, right? Yeah. Deals with Green Lantern 600, aka Green Lantern 33, but it's the 600th legacy issue. So I want to see if there's any fallout with that.
There's got to be.
There's going to be stuff. It's going to be some fun stuff.
Yes.
I don't have any. I usually have like some sort of prediction, but right now I'm just excited at the fact that this group of folks are in the Interceptor. And Fatality was able to transport it, right?
Yeah, she's like just
whatever.
bamfed it. Yeah. And it was like, this is the perfect type of cliffhanger that I love, of like, how are they going to get out of this? Like, literally a cliffhanger of like, what are they going to do? They are in peril and they're in trouble. The Manhunters have their hands around Guy's throat, and it says, next issue, will the merciless Manhunters bleed compassion dry? Like, I love the way, like, it just left me on such a high of, man,
well, I mean, so John did say that he knew Guy was looking for the entities, and now he has Parallax in him. So I'm assuming maybe John comes to find Guy, and they're in the middle of this mess. Maybe that's the thing.
Yes, and the Indigo entity. Like, I wonder if there's something controlling
it's like
the
an octopus.
Yeah. Like, what is going on? Yeah, I'm just very curious to see. Morgan Hampton, you've got me. You've got me on your string.
That's a good call.
I can't wait.
What if that entity is in one of the Manhunters, and it's like sort of Independence Day style or droid control ship style controlling all the Manhunters. So they have to find like Manhunter Prime or something. Yeah, that's a good call.
Because they've rebuilt this world, and they're like, wait, why do androids need a home world?
Right.
So, yeah, that is... Man, this is, like...
Yeah.
I thought this was a perfect, like, keeping the momentum going type of an issue.
Right.
It wasn't like the start of a new story, or it wasn't like the end point of a finale, but it was like, man, this is how you keep the momentum going of the current story that's going on in Core. So, man, this is what I want to see out of Green Lantern Core. Like, this is what I want. Morgan Hampton, give me more, please.
Yeah. And I'm glad he checked for us.
Yes.
To let us know that this episode or this issue was coming out today.
Kindle.
So from now on, we'll just ignore what Kindle has to say, and we'll just business as usual. Vactor, where can folks find you?
If you're interested in comic books, if you're here wondering about Green Lantern, or if you're wondering about anything in the world of comic books, please check out This Comic Cooks. I have some stuff that I'm trying to kind of gather the momentum of new characters just got announced for Marvel Rivals, which is a video game that I love and I've been playing. White Fox and Black Cat are the two characters that are going to be coming to Marvel Rivals. So I tried to do a little explainer video on both of them. You can check those out at This Comic Cooks on YouTube or on TikTok.
Cool. And then if you guys want to, again, so I think I've just decided.
Oh, yes.
This live stream is going to go to members only in this form. And I thought of something that I want to do.
Ooh.
Vactor, this is going to be interesting. Man, I wish my emojis could come over to this thing. It's one of those things that just drives me nuts.
Yes.
So this is what I think is going to happen, Vactor. Everyone at home, you're going to want to join Honor Guard. It's 99 cents a month. You're going to get all previous member-only live streams, and I'm still going to do those monthly member live streams. But here's what's going to happen now. I'm going to sign off, but I'm not going to stop the live button. And anybody who wants to watch this live replay that is going to be members only, you'll get some bonus content as I talk to Vactor for like the next couple minutes. Ooh. So, go join up, 99 cents. Folks were asking about, it's off screen. The hat that I wore, if you've been watching my shorts, people were asking about the Lanterns Live hat that I wore. It's totally available on Fourth Wall. You can check down below in my products or go to my product page. And so, yeah, support the show so we can keep doing these. And it's like now more than ever supporting me. Like there was like using StreamYard's no joke. Using StreamYard is very, very expensive. And then StreamYard did not do my audio podcast. So I was also using Libsyn, which then raised their price. So a lot of this stuff was coming out of my own pocket. I have the Patreon, I have the Honor Guard. But now with Riverside, and I know this sounds like a commercial for Riverside, any costs for Lanterns Live is completely covered by viewers and fans of the show. So I'm forever grateful for everybody who's signed up. Highly recommend that. Vactor, thanks you for joining me. Go check out Vactor Short, basically daily. It's so fun. I saw someone you did your short on the bottler, and I saw that Lantern Cast jumped in and said, I know why you did this short on the bottler, because he was watching the episode where I recommended it. I don't think I have a recommendation for this one. Usually I'll say something like, and then you'll do I think you did Fatality.
Yes.
Yeah, mm-hmm. But I don't.
There was one.
Have you?
Yeah, there was.
Have you done a Razor and Aya?
No, I haven't. Actually, that's a good one. Yes.
Just putting it out there.
Okay.
Just putting it out there. Yeah.
There was a character that showed up in a Green Lantern episode. You and Will were talking, and you were like, "I don't know this character," and I was like, "Oh." Now I can't remember who the character was.
You do so many. You do so many.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody go check out This Comic Cooks, along with all of Vactor's other shows. And then thanks for joining me on the live stream. And until next time, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye.